Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And as you can see next to my head, this is going to be a video where I rank the 2018 freshman freestyles. And yeah, let's just get into it. First, I have to mention that we have a sponsor in this video, the good people over at Ridge Wallet. They make these nifty metal-plated minimalist wallets. They don't weigh heavy in your pocket or nothing like that. I've been rocking mine for a few weeks now and brought it out on tour with me. Really happy with it. You kind of put your cards in there like that. They fan out. Money clip over here. It's a nice little front pocket carry thing. And again, it's not as heavy as my old wallet. I'm really happy also as a vegan individual to have swapped out my old filthy, ratty leather wallet for an actually nice wallet over here. You can grab one yourself via the link below. Use promo code FANTANO to get a discount off that. Cool. All right, so here are the, according to moi, the XXL 2018 Freshman Freestyles ranked from worst to best. So first one is, in my opinion, my least favorite. Last one is the best one. All right, number 9. Number 9, who is it? Oh, it's a little pump. It's Senor Pump. Yeah, I didn't care for this one too much. Little Pump didn't really have much in the way of rhythm or tempo. Seemed really awkward. Little Pump is nothing without the hype factor, and he didn't even really bring that on this one. Just kind of seemed like he was shy. He seemed a little shy during his freestyle, and as a result, I think the performance was kind of trash, and yeah, just really not interesting, fun, or listenable. It was just awkward, just really awkward. Yeah. Slightly less awkward, though, but still pretty awkward, is the number 8 spot. Blockboy J.b. His freestyle was pretty unlistenable as well, which is unfortunate because Blockboy does come out with some really fun, entertaining single tracks. However, I had a suspicion that his freestyle might end up just being doo-doo, because as much as I do enjoy his songs and I enjoy some of his features, every single time I hear a Blockboy verse, it is edited to hell. It is chopped up and edited to hell. You can tell that certain words are getting cut up, and he's grabbing verses and bars, like not verses, but rather bars from other takes that he's recorded, and sort of, you know, doing weird like lyrical repetitions and edits and stuff like that. Again, it can make the song sound really entertaining and catchy. But for every one of your verses out there almost to be like that, it does kind of lead me to believe that when it comes crunch time and you got to perform on the mic or sort of without a beat, it's going to be awkward. And certainly this was. Like, not only was the energy and the presence not there at all, but he was kind of just like rocking back and forth really awkwardly during the whole thing. So I didn't really know what to make of that. It seemed like what happens when you're in high school and you dare your friend to like rap battle your other friend, even though neither of you are good at rapping or have any experience with doing it. That's just kind of what it read like to me. At number 7, Smoke Perp. In my opinion, not the worst freestyle in the bunch here, but still pretty awkward. Still not that much presence, still not that much energy, just kind of seemed like really effortless, like he was too cool to be there. Like it was just a chore to even show up. Yeah, just didn't really feel like he was putting in the most effort, and was just kind of coasting by. And as a result, it's not one of the more interesting freestyles on here. Moving on from there, Trippie Redd grabbed a lengthy verse from one of his more rap-intensive songs back in his discography. The performance here is okay. Certainly one of the more animated performances in the bunch here. Like, he actually had some energy and presence and flow on the track. The bars were pretty cool, but again, I mean, I've heard them already. Most people have heard them already, so nothing really all that surprising here as far as the content goes. But still, you know, when it came time to actually, like, rap without a beat behind you, Trippie was easily one of the more passable performers in the freestyle bunch for 2018. Moving on from there, Wi-Fi's Funeral. Again, one of the more passable performers in the bunch with a verse that was lifted from an older song. Wi-Fi's Funeral is nothing if not a dude with, you know, just very catchy, well-formed flows and rhythmic patterns in his rhymes, and he certainly brought that this time around. It was pretty catchy. Some of the bars are pretty cold, but again, familiar with them already. And he was definitely one of the more reserved performers, but still had like a very cool, laid-back, natural performance style to what he was doing. Like, it didn't seem like he didn't have the ability to try. It didn't seem like he was too cool to try. It didn't seem like he was going over the top or anything like that. Like, his flows and his bars sort of spoke for themselves. And overall, it was just kind of a solid performance outside of the somewhat like very sudden and fizzled ending. But, you know, as an acapella, as like a freestyle, it doesn't seem to make as much sense as like in the context of the actual song. But, you know, it's kind of my biggest complaint. At number 4, we have Stefflon Don, which for me was pretty surprising because this is the artist who I think I was the least familiar with going into this freestyle series, into this freshman cover. But I was actually pleasantly surprised to hear that not only did she have one of the most badass and cold-blooded set of bars of anybody in this grouping, but she also had like a really mean, tough aura around her too that really kind of poured through in her performance as well. I was also really pleasantly surprised to see an English artist coming up here and killing it in the freestyle series and making the cover too. All the English slang she sort of worked into her verse, you know, tings and stuff like that was pretty nice. You know, it's a good change of pace, and it's nice to see people from across the pond doing really well, and also outshining some of the more mediocre performers in this bunch. So, you know, it's only going to be a matter of time before people realize how much talent there is as far as the rap game goes over in the UK. And so let's move on to the next one. Number 3, Ski Mask, the Slump God, delivers a set of bars from like an unreleased track, I believe it is. So not too familiar with everything he said on this track. My one disappointment with this cut is that I was sort of hoping it would be a little bit more cohesive rhythmically, the entire performance, and also on top of that, I was a little underwhelmed by some of the weird, I guess, I'll say like schoolyard nursery rhyme flows that he worked into it, which I'm sure sound like more hilarious in the context of the song itself, but by themselves, it's not really that mind-blowing. You know, given that it's Ski Mask, I was kind of hoping for something that was a little bit more, I guess, intense, fast-flowing, off the wall. He certainly still had more flow than a lot of other people in the list here, and he has an eccentric personality that still poured through. But I was kind of hoping that he would just pop in at number 1 or number 2, just like, no question, because the content would be hilarious, the flows would be unparalleled, and the personality would just be on fucking 10. But I feel like instead of going into the red, Ski Mask kind of just hung around in the yellow and didn't take it quite as far as he possibly could have. So, you know, while I do, again, think he's one of my favorite artists in this list, one of the best artists in this list, I don't really think he came through with his full potential on this one. At number 2, we have YBN Nahmir, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I mean, I haven't really heard a song from him that I didn't like or that I thought was bad, but I didn't think he'd be coming out in number 2 on this one. But I feel like his performance really kind of embodies a lot of what makes hip-hop music in general so great. Like, he came out, he told his story, he told his trials and tribulations in verse, in song, and had a lot of conviction doing it. You know, I think he was one of the only performers in this bunch where he sounded so natural delivering the words that he did, like he just felt like he felt every word coming out of his mouth, which made you feel like you felt every word coming out of his mouth. Like he was literally just telling you his experience, and that's, you know, really it. It didn't seem like he was performing, you know, a set of bars, but rather just like kind of talking to me in rhyme and in a rhythmic fashion. And I liked that. I thought that was great about it. It made him really kind of stand out as one of the more organic artists in this bunch over here. So while, again, not one of the most flashy lyrically or anything like that in the bunch here, he definitely had quite a bit of focus to his verse, and I guess just a lot of authenticity, I guess you could say, is what it kind of read to me at the end of the day. You know, and of course he had flow and performance ability too. Which I think a lot of people have underrated him for, because, you know, a lot of people sort of see his his viral tracks and think, you know, maybe he's just like another viral SoundCloud rapper. But I do think he has the ability to kind of deliver more substance than the average little pump copycat if he so wanted to. And finally, at number 1, which should probably be no question for everyone, but it's j.i.d. It's j.i.d. His freestyle was easily the best, lasted a lot longer than a lot of the other freestyles here did, had an incredible amount of content in that length as well. Lots of interesting flow switch-ups, great double entendres. The pen game was amazing. That bygones by guns line was fucking awesome. One of the few freestyles here where like multiple quotables like stood out and stuck with me. And again, like he was dropping interesting bars throughout the entire freestyle from the very start of it to the very end. In fact, it's almost like he was a little too eager to sort of get the whole thing going, because like as soon as his thing starts, it's like 0 to fucking 60 in a second. It's like, whoa, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second here to catch up. But man, he said a whole lot of interesting stuff throughout his freestyle, and it's one that you can literally play it again and again and again and again and get something new out of it every time. But yeah, I mean, his was easily the most impressive to me in terms of performance ability, in terms of flow, staying on tempo. On top of that, again, the lyricism, the pen game, the rhyme schemes, the versatility, the dynamics of his writing and performance too. There are a few parts toward the end where maybe he got like a little mumbly and some of the words got kind of like, you know, I guess mixed up a little bit or flattened or a little murky or something like that. But didn't really take away from the verse for me overall. Just super entertaining and impressive all around. And I'm going to leave it at that, guys. That has been my rankings of the XXL 2018 Freshman Freestyles. You're the best. Over here next to my head is another video about the 2018 XXL cover. And you can check that out or hit up the link to subscribe to the channel. Again, shout out to our sponsors at The Ridge. Grab one of these awesome wallets via the link below. Promo code Fantano. And yeah, that's all. Anthony Fantano forever.